Hi guys. First off, I'd like to say thanks for supporting the channel. I hope that some of my videos have helped you make some strong choices in your camo patterns for the 2021 season. The reason for this video is to introduce a new tool that I've been working on that will further help you pick the best camo for the environment that you might be looking at. But I'll introduce that here in just a second. So far, my camo videos have gotten about 50,000 views, which in the realm of YouTube is not really that much. But if it's something that helps you out, then I'm perfectly happy with that. Specifically, the Camo Showdowns, which was coined that by my wife while I was working on them, they are about 10,000 views. And they only get a little bit at a time because they're pretty specific from comparing one pattern to another pattern. And I've put the 16 different backgrounds in there just to help you kind of pick from the ones that you might be hunting in. So, and I've got other ones that are in there. So if you haven't seen my 24 or 42 or 63 camo pattern videos, and they're back there in the history of my videos, and I'll put a link to those down below. I want to say, why did I start doing this? The reason why is because really I'm cheap, and I'm expanding my hunting environments from the East Coast, which is where I do most of my hunting, to the West Coast, which is the whole realm of different kind of games and different kind of landscapes that you might be hunting in. And when I started looking at it, I was like, okay, what's going to be the best all-around camo that I can use on the East Coast that now I'll also be able to use on the West Coast, or not the West Coast, but in the West Mountains, in sage deserts, in the Alpines. And nothing really was working out to where I could say, okay, this is the certain one that I want to use. So I started making these videos really for myself, so I could see how they looked in different places. So that was really why I started it, is I wanted to be able to make a good quality camo decision and pattern for the environments that I was going to be hunting in. That, of course, they are expensive when you start getting into quality hunting camo brands. And we can kind of talk about how, of course, you can go to Walmart or Cabela's or Academy or some of the other places and buy the lower end camo patterns or camo and camo garments. And when I say lower end, I'm talking about things that are just made with cotton that really are just clothes that have a camo pattern on them, and they weren't engineered to be a hunting garment. And so, when you look at some of these prices and you say, wow, that's really expensive for a certain brand or a certain type of jacket that these higher end camo companies have, there's more than just sewing a garment together that goes into it. And so that's why these things are a little bit more expensive. And some of those things are going to be heat control, are going to be your comfort when you're out in the field, the ability to shed them if you get hot or cold, and also the different pockets that are in them, the quietness of them. And so you got to think about those things when you're looking at a certain price point on a certain pattern. You also got to think about where they're made too. Some of these companies are small companies that are based in the U.S. Some of them actually make them here. Some of them do outsource them to overseas. But review those things before you make a decision based on simply price. So look at where you're going to be hunting. If you're going to be hunting in a tree in the East Coast, and especially in the early season, right now we're getting ready to have our whitetail opener, and I might as well wear a camo speedo out there. It's so hot. It's 100 degrees today, and opening season or the opening day is about 2 weeks out. I mean, that's just crazy. So let me just go through. So what is the new tool? So I've created this tool called the Camo Matrix. And right now it's kind of bare bones. It's in beta mode, but I wanted to get it out there so you could see it before it really gets into hunting season. So what it does, and I'll throw it up here, is you are able to select a background, and then you'll be able to select from, right now there's 82 different hunting camo patterns. I mean, 82. I mean, I had no idea when I started this that I would be cutting out by hand 82 different patterns so that I could show them to you in these videos and on this tool. So what it does is it allows you to select a background, and then you can sit there and you can pick between two different patterns at this moment where you can put one pattern on the left and one pattern on the right, and you can see how they look in that particular environment. Once you do that, if that background might vary from one point to the other, you can switch them, and so you'll be able to switch those patterns into a different position. So you'll be able to see them here and see them here. Then I also have a deer vision button, and you'll be able to click that, and it'll reduce the brown, or it'll really reduce the reds. It'll kind of blend the greens and browns, and it'll enhance the blues, because if you look back at my deer vision video, which has been fairly popular, you'll see how that really works, because the deer does not have that red cone in their eye to be able to pick up those orange and red colors. So yeah, right now the idea would be is that, like, let's say you're in the store or you're online and you are looking at a pattern and you're going on this hunt, and let's say that and as a matter of fact, I have a hunt in Montana this year. It's pronghorn. I'm actually doing a later season archery pronghorn in Montana. That the environment may be more sagey, rolling hills in the section of Montana that I'm going to be in, not necessarily heavily alpine timber areas. So let's say that you're going to an area. I have a background that is a sage desert type background, and you can pick that background and you can pick a bunch of different patterns. Let's say you're in the store and you're looking at a couple of different patterns and you're like, which one would be the best one? Well, you can pull this thing up and you can say, okay, here's a sage background, and here's this pattern, and here's this pattern, and they're right here in front of me, because 82, if I don't have one, let me know. 82 patterns. You can click on it, you can say, okay, from what I can tell visually, this one might be the best for that background. Now, of course, this is just visual, but maybe that engineering in one outfit may be better than the engineering in the other, and that may be the reason why you pick this one over that one. But you will be able to confirm that they both blend fairly well in that particular environment. So the tool is it's on Camo Hunt Stuff, so named just like this channel has been named. So Camo Hunt Stuff, and it's the Matrix. So it's the Camo Matrix on camohuntnstuff.com. The link will be down below. I'll also throw it up here in the video. So also on that channel is it's a bunch of lists of the hunting camo. So you'll be able to see the list of all the different camos that I've got videos with. And you also be able to get links to all the camo comparisons that are out there, along with a number of other hunting DIY things that I've done and videoed and put out there, or that I've got in my previous blog, and in which that was actually based on, I don't know if anybody is out there, the MeatEater podcast. If any of you are fans of that and you've listened to episode 96, which was called Permissions, I happen to be the guy that sent in the letter for accessing property that you may not be able to go up and knock on a door or kind of worm your way to be able to talk to somebody. So the permission letter is on there. You can check that out. There's going to be other things that are being tied to the Camo Matrix, so stay tuned. You'll be able to rate camo, so over time we'll be able to say that a number of people have evaluated this particular comparison, and this pattern seems to be the most popular in this particular environment, and these patterns may be the most popular overall in all the environments. So I'll be adding new backgrounds. I'll be hopefully adding discount codes for the patterns that I will be displaying. So a lot of things are going to be going on, so check those out. What I do have behind me is, this is Skre. Now, being on the East Coast, I never would have heard of Skre. They are based out of, I believe, Hurricane, Utah. There are a lot of good camo companies that are out there, but I'll be taking Skre Solace with me to Montana this year, and I plan on doing some other. I plan on stopping along the way and doing some of my camo backgrounds, comparison backgrounds that I'll shoot specifically for it. So the ones that you've seen in there, have just been on trips that I've gone out west, or I'm on the East Coast, and I've taken those photos. Those photos not with the idea of using it in my camo comparisons, but this particular trip, my 2021 trip, will be used to take pictures specifically for the camo showdown, or my camo comparisons. But Skre was one that that came up that I'm going to try this year. Hopefully, I've got some good video of them. They seem like a good quality jacket. I've owned Under Armour hunt. I've owned Sitka. I've owned a number of the Realtree Mossio kind of things. But these guys seem like a good quality hunting gear and good quality price, or a good price, good return. Size exchange, so don't feel, if you check these guys out, don't feel afraid to pick something and then get it and try it on and think that you're going to have to pay for the shipping. They pay for the shipping, and they send, you send it back to them, they send it right back to you. So it's pretty good. So give them a check out. They're not paying me to say anything. I just happened to get it. I wanted to put it back here. So this is the hard scrabble jacket. I've got the pants. I've got a lightweight undershirt, so hopefully it performs well. It looks like a good quality jacket and pants. So again, the Camo Matrix. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know how the website is. You try to break the Camo Matrix. I've put a lot of what I call dummy control in there, and I can't think of everything. It's been a long time since I've been a programmer. So right now, like I said, bare bones, but it should work. Give it a check out, and thank you very much.